My stomach knotted itself into a fist the second my boot crossed the threshold. That familiar, heavy scent of pine cleaner and simmering resentment hit me like a wall. Christmas at my parents' Victorian mausoleum. Every year, the same suffocating performance. I knew the script, knew my designated role, the perpetual afterthought, the baby. But this year? This year, I swore to myself, gripping the worn brass doorknob, I would hold it together. No matter what. My name is Maya. Youngest of four. Being the youngest in my family wasn't about cute nicknames or extra cuddles. It was a label, a reason to dismiss me. I'm 28 now. I run a successful design studio, have friends who actually see me, and an independence I fought hard for. But to them, I might as well still be clutching a teddy bear. Because I don't have a husband. I don't have kids. And in their narrow world, that meant I didn't count. The house loomed, a picture-perfect postcard hiding decades of frosty distance. Massive, drafty, and impossible to heat, just like my parents. Tradition was a chain I couldn't break. Family, they'd sigh, implying obligation was love. So I went. Always later than everyone else, a quiet ghost slipping in. Chaos greeted me. My oldest brother, Chris, already holding court in the dining room, booming orders while his 3 kids ricocheted off the furniture like pinballs. His wife hovered, looking stressed. Then Amy, my perfect sister, radiating polished calm beside her doting husband, their cherubic baby asleep in a carrier. The picture of domestic bliss. My parents bustled in the kitchen, a whirlwind of false efficiency, managing to make everyone feel perpetually 10 years old. I hugged the wall, aiming for invisibility. Too late. My mother swooped in, her smile a brittle, practice thing that never touched her eyes. Maya, sweetie, she chirped, pulling me into an embrace that felt as genuine as plastic holly. So glad you could finally make it. Go on, grab a seat. Before I could even murmur a greeting, my father's voice thundered from the dining room, the man of the house, routine in full swing. Dinner's ready. Chris, Amy, get those little ones settled, please. I hovered, adrift. Christmas. Don't make a scene. Breathed. That's when Mom struck, her voice dripping with that cloying sweetness she reserved for delivering the deepest cuts. Maya, honey, she said, gesturing airily towards the corner of the living room. Why don't you sit at the kids' table? We've got a special spot all set up for you there with the little cousins. It'll be fun. Fun. The air vanished from my lungs. I froze. The kids' table. A rickety card table shoved against the wall, covered in garish paper plates, bendy straws, and juice boxes. Plastic chairs wobbled precariously. I glanced back into the dining room. The real table. Gleaming silverware on crisp linen. Crystal wine glasses catching the candlelight. My father at the head, surveying his kingdom. Chris, Amy, their spouses. All present, accounted for, valued. No empty chair. No place for me to my gaze snapped back to my mother. I tried to find remorse, concern, anything in her expression. All I saw was the smooth satisfaction of maintaining her perfect tableau. She knew. Oh, she absolutely knew what she was doing. The familiar sting of being diminished, of being deemed less than, burned hotter than ever. This wasn't passive neglect. This was deliberate. A public demotion. I forced my lips into something resembling a smile. It felt like cracking ice. Sure, Mom, I heard myself say, my voice miraculously steady, though my hands trembled. Thanks. She beamed, utterly oblivious, or worse, utterly uncaring. Wonderful, she trilled, already turning away. Without another word, I walked towards exile. Each step echoed the countless times I'd been sidelined, talked over, ignored. My stomach churned. The plastic chair groaned under me as I sat, surrounded by toddlers smearing mashed potatoes and babbling nonsense. My older cousins, teenagers glued to their phones, barely registered my presence. I stared at the sloppy, half-eaten food on the paper plates, spaghetti like congealed worms, lukewarm peas rolling loose. One toddler deliberately dropped a fistful of mushy broccoli onto the rug beneath the table, giggling. The symbolism was grotesque. That's when it hit me, a wave so powerful it nearly knocked me sideways. This wasn't just about a stupid table or a dumb tradition. This was their message, loud and clear. You're not one of us. You do not belong here. They weren't even hiding it anymore. The carefully constructed dam inside me, holding back years of hurt and resentment, shattered. I stood up. Quietly. The decision felt immense, heavy, but utterly right. No shouting. No accusations. Just action. I grabbed my coat from the hallway rack, slung it over my shoulders, and walked straight for the front door. The cold brass knob was solid, real, in my shaking hand. Maya? My mother's voice, sharp with confusion and a flicker of annoyance, sliced through the festive chatter from the dining room. Where are you going? I didn't turn. Didn't hesitate. The icy December air hit my face like a slap as I stepped outside. I'm leaving, I said, my voice flat and final, carrying back into the warm, false light. Enjoy your dinner. The heavy oak door slammed shut behind me with a sound of absolute finality. The frantic calls, Maya, wait, were instantly muffled, distant echoes swallowed by the night. I didn't look back. My car waited down the street, a promise of escape. I was out. I drove for hours, aimlessly, the city lights blurring past the windshield. The adrenaline vibrated through me, a cocktail of rage and a terrifying, exhilarating relief. Finally, the trembling in my hands subsided enough to steer me into the warm, greasy glow of an all-night diner. I slid into a worn vinyl booth, the quiet hum a stark contrast to the chaos I'd fled. I ordered coffee, strong and black, needing the warmth, the grounding reality of it. That's when my phone erupted. A frantic symphony of buzzing, vibrating against the Formica table. Message after message. Missed call after missed call. Chris, Maya, this isn't funny. Where are you? Amy, Mom is freaking out. We just want you back. My dad, come on, don't act like a child. Get back here. I ignored them. The silence between the buzzes was louder, more powerful. They didn't deserve an explanation. They'd made their choice the moment they relegated me to the land of juice boxes and toddler tantrums. Then, Mom's text flashed on the screen. Maya, I don't understand why you're doing this. Your siblings are concerned. This is ruining Christmas. Don't make this about you. You're being selfish. Selfish? Selfish? The hypocrisy was breathtaking. The entire evening, their entire lives, revolved around their image, their expectations, their narrow definition of success. I was just an inconvenient prop in their perfect family photo. And I was the problem? A harsh, bitter laugh escaped me, startling even myself in the quiet diner. Tears pricked my eyes, but I blinked them back. Instead of replying, my finger hovered, then decisively tapped block on her number. No more guilt trips. Not tonight. I scrolled through the family group chat, a cesspool of self-righteous indignation. She's overreacting. What's the big deal? We didn't mean anything. She's just being dramatic. The denial was infuriating. They still didn't get it. They never did enough. It wasn't just about tonight. It was about every condescending remark, every ignored achievement, every birthday where my singleness was the unspoken elephant in the room. My fingers flew over the screen, years of pent-up frustration pouring out. You guys really don't get it, do you? You truly don't see it. This isn't about a chair at a stupid table. This is about a lifetime of being treated like I'm invisible, like I'm not good enough, like my life only matters if it fits neatly into your script, The marriage, the kids, the perfect little boxes you all ticked off. I built something different. I built my life. I have a career I love, friends who respect me, independence you can't seem to fathom. And I'm proud of it. So maybe, just maybe, it's time you saw me. Saw Maya, the adult, the person, not just the baby. Because I'm done being an afterthought in my own family. I paused, the weight of the words heavy in my hands. For the first time in forever, I wasn't pleading. I wasn't begging for scraps of approval. I was stating a fact. I hit send. The silence that followed felt electric. IT shattered instantly. My phone exploded again. Dad, Maya, this is ridiculous. You're being dramatic. Get over yourself. Amy, you can't just leave like that and not expect everyone to be upset. What did you think would happen? Chris, we didn't do anything wrong. You need to calm down and come back before you ruin Christmas for everyone with this tantrum. Their words were hammers, each one reinforcing the wall they'd built. Still blaming me. Still refusing to look in the mirror. The anger crystallized into something cold and sharp. I opened my photo gallery, scrolling back through years of forced smiles and hidden pain. I found it. The quintessential, perfect family Christmas photo, taken years ago. Everyone beaming, Chris the proud heir, Amy the glowing mother, Mom and Dad radiating contentment. And me, shoved to the edge, my smile brittle, my eyes already holding the resignation I felt tonight. A prop. An obligation. I posted it straight into the group chat. My caption was simple, stark. Here's to the perfect family. Always making sure the youngest one knows exactly where she stands. Then I turned my phone off. Completely. The sudden, profound silence was like stepping out of a storm into clear, cold air. I leaned back in the booth, the vinyl squeaking softly. I didn't know what tomorrow would bring. I didn't know if bridges were burned or if change was possible. All I knew was the chains were off. They had pushed me one step too far. And finally, gloriously, I was done. The weight was gone, replaced by a terrifying, exhilarating freedom. And for the first time in years, on Christmas Eve, I felt truly, completely at peace with walking my own path. The rest? They could figure it out. On their own.